Guys, we have a big breaking news coming out when it comes to nation against nation and kingdom against kingdom. US nuclear capable bombers B 52 flew over the Sea of Japan with Japanese fighter jets in a show of force after Chinese and Russian military drills in the skies and seas around Japan and South Korea. Wow. Whew. Man, that's a lot of birds. Man, that's a lot. Man, what are your thoughts on this? Yeah, B-52. That's the B-52 right there. That's the big one. No, that's not the B-52, right? Yeah, I think that. Yeah, I think that is the B-52. Man, look at all these other ones, man. They're really sending a message to Russia and China. That's a B-52. And then you got the rest. Wow. I've never seen anything like this. So what are your thoughts, guys? Leave comments down below before I start. For those of you that want to send us letters or prayer requests, you can send it to me, US Santiago, or my wife, Jessica Santiago, at 3432 US Highway 19, number 2, Holiday, Florida, 34691. And for those of you that want to contribute to the channel, we do have the Cash App link and the PayPal link in the comments box and also description box. Once again, thank you so much for your support. Once again, US B-52 bombers flew in formation with Japanese fighters over the Sea of Japan in a display of alliance amid the Red Dragon anger over Prime Minister Sonai remarks about Taiwan. So this has a lot to do with Taiwan. Man. There was a B-52 also in Venezuela. We did talk about that early this morning. There were two B-52s. So 2 U.S. Air Force B-52 Stratofortress long-range nuclear capable strategic bombers with the Red Devils of the 96th Bomb Squadron, 2nd Bomb Wing, out of Barksdale Air Force Base, Louisiana, participated in a show of force yesterday over the Sea of Japan alongside an F-15 DJ with the Japan Air Self-Defense Forces 303rd Tactical Fighter Squadron and an F-15J with the 306th Tactical Fighter Squadron, both from the 6th Air Wing Station at Komatsu Air Base, and a number of additional F-35s and F-15s with the JASDF. That was a lot. That was a lot, just reading that part. Man. The flight follows several aggressive actions against Japan and South Korea by both the Red Dragon and the Bear over the last week, beginning with threats against the PM of Japan for comments made about Taiwan, and coming to a head as fighter jets with the Red Dragon Army Navy locked their fire control radars onto Japanese F-15Js off the coast of Okinawa this past weekend, and long-range strategic bombers of the Russian and People's Liberation Army Air Force conducted a rare joint patrol over the Sea of Japan, violating South Korea's air defense identification zone. My goodness, there was a lot of stuff that was going on. Wow. Okay, all this because the Prime Minister, the first female Prime Minister, you know, it takes a female to start all this. I'm kidding, guys. I'm kidding. It says here, U.S. strategic bombers join a fleet of Japanese fighter jets in a joint military exercise meant to demonstrate their military cooperation around Japan's airspace. defense officials said Thursday, as tensions with the Red Dragon escalate. The exercise showcasing joint Japanese-U.S. air power came a day after the Red Dragon and Russian bombers flew together around western Japan, prompting Tokyo to scramble fighter jets, though there was no airspace violation. It also follows the Red Dragon military aircraft locking radar on Japanese jets Saturday. Another incident that has caused Tokyo and the Red Dragon relations to further deteriorate. This thing is not looking good. Remember, the Red Dragon also issued "Do Not Travel." They told their citizen not to travel to Japan. It says here, it said the Allies reaffirmed the strong resolve to prevent unilateral attempts to change the status quo by force and the readiness between the SDF and the U.S. forces. 2 U.S. B-52 strategic bombers and 3 Japanese F-35 stealth fighter jets and 3 F-15 jets conducted their joint flight drills near Japan's western airspace above the waters between the country and South Korea. Wow. Never seen anything like this, guys. We are seeing all these war stuff going on. A lot of it. The Peacemaker. It's not looking at peace now, guys. It's not. I got another video coming up about you have a very important one. NATO leader is basically sounding the alarm. He said we need to get ready. He put out a speech today in Berlin. A very powerful one. You cannot miss this one. Relations between Japan and the Red Dragon have deteriorated after Japan Prime Minister said in early November that Japan's military could get involved if the Red Dragon were to take action against Taiwan, a self-gov island. Oh, you can't say that. Here's the thing. The Red Dragon hated when people say that Taiwan is a country. They don't like that. They don't like it. They don't, because they believe that island is theirs, their territory. All right. It's like saying Washington is a country. The row escalated over the weekend when separate Red Dragon drills involving a carrier near southern Japan prompted Tokyo to scramble jets and to protest that Japanese aircraft were targeted by repeated radar locking, a move considered as possible preparation for firing. Tokyo protested to the Red Dragon, asking for an explanation and preventive measures. The Red Dragon denied the allegation and accused Japanese jets of interfering and endangering the Red Dragon exercise. Wow. Washington stressed its unwavering alliance with Japan, saying the incident was not conducive to regional peace and stability. All right, so what are your thoughts on this here, guys? The exercise came one day after the Red Dragon and the Bear strategic bombers conducted joint long-distance flight from the waters between Japan and South Korea down to the Pacific, the Joint Staff said. 2 of the Bear strategic bombers, Tu-95, that flew down from the airspace east of the Korean Peninsula joined a pair of the Red Dragon H-6 bombers over the East China Sea for a joint flight down the Pacific of the southern coast of Japan, the Shikoku Island. The 4 bombers were also joined by 4 Red Dragon J-16 fighters as they flew back and forth between 2 Japanese southwestern islands, Okinawa and Miyako, the area where the Red Dragon is expanding its military presence. Wow. So once again, guys, U.S. And Japan. What in the world is that? That's strange. I've seen Star Wars there. Okay, so U.S. and Japan hold joint flight drills as the Red Dragon ups its military activity near Japan. U.S. strategic bombers join Japanese fighter jets in a joint military exercise around Japan's airspace. Give me a second here, guys. All right. I'm going to take you back on X and see if we can find any more information on this one here. But again, this was a shocking news. Yeah, you have this one here. Look at that picture, guys. Look at that picture. I'm going to use this as a thumbnail. Give me a second here. Let me just save this really quick so you guys have a better... I'm gonna save this to use as a thumbnail. B-52 bomber just did laps off... Okay, so this is Venezuela. Alright, so it's... Again, we're gonna jump from Japan down to the Caribbean. Alright, so B-52 bomber just did laps off Venezuela coast. And no, that's not normal. In a highly unusual late-night flex, a U.S. Air Force B-52 Stratofortress bomber was spotted circling just off Venezuela coast over the southern Caribbean. The nuclear-capable bomber, deployed from the 5th Bomb Wing at Minot Air Force Base, isn't exactly subtle. It's a Cold War-era flying fortress built to send messages, not vibes. This comes less than 48 hours after U.S. forces seized a sanctions oil tanker near Venezuelan water. So yeah, this wasn't random. There's been no official Pentagon statement, but when a B-52 bomber is burning fuel near your coastline at night, Washington is definitely trying to make a point. Hard to call it routine when the region's heating up and the sky is just filled with strategic bombers. Boom. So you got one in the Caribbean and one in Japan. Jeez, you got all these B-52 bombers out there. U.S. nuclear-capable B-52 bomber flies alongside Japanese fighter jets, following the Red Dragon and the Bear drill. This thing been around for many, many, many years. This thing been around. I mean, this thing is older than me. It's been around, I think, what, since the 40s or the 50s, something like that. Give me a second here. 1955. 1955. February 1955. The B-52 Stratofortress bomber first flew in 1952. Oh, 1952, excuse me. With the first production model flying in 1954, and it officially entered U.S. Air Force service and was delivered for military use in 1955, becoming a key part of Cold War strategy and remaining in service today. Excuse me, guys. Whoops. So that's a bad bird. That is a very bad bird. Like I said, it's been around for many, many years. And now we are seeing them in the sky once again. This time in the Caribbean, and also near near Japan. So I will keep you updated with this news here, guys. All these birds are really up in the sky, and it's a sign that we're getting closer and closer to these biblical war. And Jesus, what he mentioned in the Gospel of Luke, Matthew, John, is absolutely accurate. We're about to see war, and it's going to be a tough time for many countries. It's going to be a tough time for pregnant women and nursing mothers. Biblical wars will snap. There ain't going to be no peacemaking that's going to stop Bible prophecy. Bible prophecy will happen. No one's going to stop that. But another sign of Jesus returning, I do believe that the rapture is imminent. We don't know the day or hour. All right, you already seen what those other Looney Tunes put out those dates, and they failed. Even the 3 days of darkness never appeared. But again, I leave those false prophets in God's hand. God will take care of them. But we don't know the day or hour, but we are seeing the signs that Jesus said to look out for. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Check out the videos I posted today. The links will be in the comments box. God bless to every single one of you. Till next time later. Peace.